Guys, good morning. Good morning. Welcome to our morning note. My name is Carlos Garcia, founder and CEO of G.A.R Capital. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to join me. It is Friday, September 17th, 2021. Let's go ahead and talk about the market, shall we? Before we begin, bottom right-hand corner of your screen, little white logo. It's our logo. Click on that little square. Turn on notifications. Subscribe to our channel. Like our videos. Really do appreciate it as always. Thanks for your support on the growth of the channel. Let's take a look at the markets. Dow futures down 14 points, Nasdaq down 16, S&P down 3. Russell's pretty much flat. Sweet crude oil, 72.15 a barrel, down 0.30%. Looks like 10-year yields are around 1.367. Again, yields starting to creep up. The dollar is pretty much flat, down 0.09%. VIX is up nearly 1% at 1885. Again, that 20 level seems to be that resistance. Euro dollar 117.71, up 3 pips. 110.05 for the dollar yen. That's up 32 pips. And Ethereum is down 3.28% on the future side, 3,454. Bitcoin futures down slightly, 0.15% at 47.425. Okay, so today we do have OPEX, which is OPEX is actually options expiry day, with a lot of index contracts closing today with the end of the quarter or the quarterlies for the index futures. So looking at here, some news here. Obviously, this one is the most confusing. Today we had the largest weekly drop in AAII bulls since August 2019, but then we had the largest inflows into global equity funds, 51 billion, since March 2021. So it's all over the place. So we actually have the highest cash outflow in 14 months, according to B of A, and large cap lead the largest inflow in stocks. I mean, how do you decipher that? We have a biggest cash inflow into stocks, yet we have bullish sentiment pretty much at lows since August 2019. So again, we're pretty much in limbo, which is very difficult for traders, especially now, because you don't know where the continuation is. So we talked about it yesterday. 44.80 is my resistance on E-mini futures. 44.30 would be my support. That's a 50-point range. Very, very difficult to look at. I am watching Microsoft. If a break of 306.09 comes, I may just hit those 310 calls. So keep an eye on Microsoft. Tesla looking to break that 765 level. It has actually been acting pretty resilient with that 50-day moving average being holding. So let's take a look at some pre-market movers. Again, it's a Friday. No need to do anything crazy. Let's see what we get for the most part. Lucid Group is up 5.57%. Apple is slightly up on some pretty strong volume. Smile Direct Club, 7.67%. They are up pre-market. On the Dow, again, Nike up about a quarter point. I own shares of that. Looking at here, American Airlines up 0.70%. United Airlines actually had some issues with their system, so a lot of planes are being delayed or grounded. So I went ahead and posted that on Instagram. Nvidia is up 0.31%. We'll take a look at that chart. And JD.com, Chinese company, they're up 2%. Pre-market PDD is up 2.15%. Baidu up 1.84%. So looks like the Chinese companies are starting to get a little bit of bids. But there's one stock that I'm watching today and I'm possibly looking to buy is actually the Win. Win just locked in about a $1.5 billion credit line with the PROC, People's Republic of China, or the People's Bank of China, I forget. But looking at it here, you can see that we are looking to fill this gap here around $80. If that does break, I may be looking into adding a position on Win. The simple fact is that Win is actually my favorite hotel on the Strip, and I think they're a great company. Obviously, with the expansion of sports betting, Caesars is up there as well. But again, we know that Vegas hasn't hit that full tourism mark yet. Again, we know that Win is having issues with the Macau. They're not the only ones in China. But again, I'm pretty sure these things will pass down the line. It would probably more than likely be a long-term hold. Seems to be just hitting right in between this range of 80. So again, we might be just hitting lows of around 44.61, could be around $50, which was the lows in March of 2020. How nice would it have been to get that price, right? So $80 I'm looking for. That's my alert. Let's see if we can get it. Maybe I'll go ahead and nibble a little position on them and hold it long term. I do like the win. Again, you may not like that company. I love the hotel, so I'll be doing a little more research on it. I want to see their financials before I take the dip here and buy it. So again, just a $4 move to the downside. I'm looking to possibly buy some win. Again, some weakness here. Let's see what we get. Let's go ahead and answer some questions. Good morning. Good morning. Short crypto stocks, but close before the end of the day. Oh man, I think that's just too much risk. We've traded crypto stocks like Mara before. It's worked and it hasn't worked over the weekend. Again, I'm still of the belief that weekends are for crypto, obviously, but I would not try to add more risk this week. It's just been a very difficult week. So to add more risk by trying to do something like that, I don't think it's very prudent here. GSKY, $2 billion deal with Goldman Sachs. Any thoughts? I think I did read on that. Let's take a look at it. They did boost up from 8 to 12. I thought I saw that this morning on Twitter or yesterday. Let me see. GSKY. Let me go ahead and read about it here. GSKY. Let's see what they do. For example, I forget what was it exactly they do. Green Sky. Yes, Green Sky. They're buying expansion in Main Street banking. So there you go. So Goldman's buying Green Sky in $2.2 billion bid to expand its Main Street banking. Remember, they still have Marcus. So again, it's not just one of those companies that just do investment banking. Goldman Sachs is trying to expand. Remember, they also have Marcus. They also have Apple Card, which they are the underwriter or they're the credit provider of that. So Goldman will preferably pay $12 a share. We're right at $11.74, which ranges loans for big one-time purchases for construction projects or cosmetic surgery. Sounds familiar, those kind of credit deals. It works with thousands of merchants like Home Depot to independent doctors and dentists. So we started to see that credit starting to flow like an Affirm, and these kind of credit names are starting to do well. If there's one company that's been doing sneakily pretty well, it's been Capital One. They're not more of the prime lenders in terms of credit cards, but they're more of the mid-tier. But they're slowly expanding credit lines as well. So we're starting to see credit being expanded to a lot of consumers. Affirm is doing very well. Again, they're partnering with Amazon. Payments pay over time. Now you just see Goldman Sachs and Green Sky. So interesting to see on financials. Maybe we start getting a little bit of bounce with interest rates rising. Would I buy Green Sky on this? No, but I do own Goldman Sachs. I think Goldman Sachs is a great company to own long term. Thoughts for EA over a swing? Continuation today, EA. For a swing on EA, there's not really much on the daily. Let's go ahead and bring up the hourly here. And again, you can see that it's breaking down. Again, Electronic Arts is fine. Again, I think there's better plays in terms of video games. I think Activision Blizzard's better than EA. Possibly Take-Two Interactive is better than EA. EA, really the main titles they have is FIFA and Madden. But again, EA is not terrible. They paid a decent dividend. Maybe you'll wait for 127 to buy, maybe around 130. But to swing it here for calls, no. I just don't see anything technically to do that. And then there's one more, Palantir. Palantir, great company. Let's see if we get continuation. We need 29.04 for a break. If that happens, I take a look at those 32s. So again, 29 needs to break. We played it yesterday. It is up pre-market. So again, 29.04 or 29. Again, and then I'll go ahead and target the 32s. There's a gap to fill on the daily. You can see it right here. So 32s wouldn't be a bad idea. Thoughts on you? I believe that's Unilever. Unity Software. I believe I was asked about this yesterday. A break of around 136, 137. There's a gap to fill 147. So you could be prudent and wait for 139, 140, and then just target the 150 calls because there's the gap to fill to the upside. But again, you need to get past here 139.22. So I can place an alert here around 139, and then we can go from there. Let me go ahead and do that. 139. Let's see. SPY puts paid nicely this week. Quad witching, by the way. We had SPY puts, and they did not pay nicely because of the nice bounce for the stupid bounces that we got. Look at this. Just a ping pong ball all the way. Best we had was on Tuesday. We were up 26%. We didn't close, but waited for continuation. We were really at Tuesday right here at this point. And then this kind of push are just premium killers. And but again, we have triple witching today, of course. We have OPEX expiry. So again, that doesn't necessarily mean bearish. Has it been bearish? Yes. But again, that just means added volatility and volume. That's really all it means. Let's see. You're the man. Appreciate you. Hey, you're welcome, Jamie. Good morning, Carlos. Any thoughts on calls at AMD and Palantir? Seem to be doing opposite of the market. Well, Palantir we just went over, so make sure to place your alert at 29.04 or 29. If that does break, I'd wait. I'd go ahead and take a look at those 32 calls, which is this gap to fill right here on the daily. So that's what I'd wait for. On AMD, again, love this company too. I'm still waiting for 111.58 on the daily. I know that's a little bit of a ways to go. You can also probably do short term here if we get a break of 107.09. So again, right around 107, and you could target the 109 calls. Again, that'd be a little more short term. That'd be a little risky. A break of 111.58 would be great because then we can go ahead and take a look at 118s. But until then, AMD has done pretty well. Again, kind of choppy with the market, but again, it's looking resilient here. Nice trade Palantir. I was signaling yesterday. Love to see him fighting again. So love. Where do you think Clove is headed? Let's see, Clove. Yes, Palantir did nice yesterday. Clove, I mean, looking at the 1 hour, it's just one of those things where it could just pump and dump at any time. So you almost have to be on top of it, placing your alerts literally every second. Not easy to trade. Obviously, you could see these pumps, and dumps. So I would actually stay away from Clove, to be completely honest with you, because you almost have to catch it perfectly with this kind of run. So just be careful. Square, let's take a look at it. Again, resistance was rejected right at 255.83. If that does break again, 260, which would be the next resistance is actually the 200-day moving average. You could possibly do the 260s and try to scalp it for maybe 25%, but I don't like the risk reward here on Square, to be completely honest. So I'd probably skip it even with this break. So there we go. All right, guys, I'll go ahead and leave it there. Have a great rest of your weekend. GARcapitalfx.com is website. I went ahead and did live yesterday, some Q&As, talking about trader psychology and this really choppiness market. So feel free to take a look at it. I did it yesterday right around, I believe, 5 p.m. No, around 4 after the bell. So feel free to check it out. G.A.R Capital on Instagram. Have a great rest of your day, guys. Enjoy your weekend. Enjoy some sports this weekend. I know I will. And we'll talk to you guys soon. See you later.